In this week's episode, we've got dogs, mythology, and lots of eels.
Hi, I'm Jake, and I've been drawing Pokemon since I was 7 years old. A few months ago, I asked my Discord chat for some help for suggestions of mons that I can add to the Iopa region, which is my Fakemon region inspired by Greece and ancient Greek mythology. So, I picked a few of my favourites and worked with the original creators to bring them to life and add them to the region, and today we're going to meet them.
Before we get into the mons, I wanted to say a massive thank you to everyone who submitted an idea or a design, because we had some incredible ideas. Sadly, I couldn't fit them all into one video, so I think I'll probably make a part 2. So if you've got some ideas to add to my Greek-inspired region, then drop them in the comments down below. There's still time for me to add them. We're kicking things off with this cute little anemone Pokemon, which has a split evolution based on Greek mythological sea monsters. These incredible designs were submitted by CJ Creates, who I've worked with a few times on my channel. If you don't already subscribe to him, definitely go and check him out. I immediately fell in love with this quirky little guy and the concept as a whole, although I did want to tweak it ever so slightly. So I got in touch with CJ and together we worked out that it could work with my idea of a Moray eel. I knew that before I started the Iopa region that I really wanted to include an eel Pokemon, and I was just going to recycle some old mons. I'll put them on screen, then you can actually see them. But I thought this could be a good opportunity to tie in my eel idea with the idea that CJ had pitched. I struggled a little bit picking the colour scheme for this Pokemon, but in the end I think it turned out quite cute, but it doesn't stay cute for long. Wait until you see what monsters it evolves into. Introducing Moreel, the eel Pokemon. Moreel inhabit the same rock that they were hatched inside for their whole life. They only leave it to hunt prey. No Krabby is safe around a Moreel, even on the land. A Moreel will propel itself out of its rocky hiding place to get a bite of its favourite food. It's a pure water type with the ability Swift Swim. The shiny colours are pulled directly from a real-world Moray eel, which is brown with yellow spots. Like I said, it's time to get more monstrous with our designs. So the original pitch from CJ was an anemone Pokemon that evolved into either Scylla or Scylla, I think it's pronounced, and Charybdis. I don't think that's how you pronounce it. Hang on a sec. Charybdis is how you actually pronounce it. Thank you, Google, again. I wonder if I'll ever get through a YouTube video without having to ask Google how to pronounce something. But anyway, Scylla and Charybdis are Greek mythological sea monsters that kind of represent that age-old saying of caught between a rock and a hard place. It's a giant sea monster that lives in a rock, or a giant whirlpool that destroys your ship. So, which way are you going? It actually makes for a perfect split evolution if you think about it. So this one is based on Charybdis, which is the whirlpool sea monster. I wanted to make a mon that was kind of goofy looking because the idea is quite out there. I mean, essentially it is just multiple eels tangled together that constantly spin and create powerful whirlpools. It's very Pokemon-esque, but is very goofy. It might not look like it because this is very sped up, but this design took me a very long time to perfect. And I'm glad that I took the time because it's actually turned out to be one of my favourite designs that I've ever made. The only thing is I'm still not 100% on the colour palette. Please let me know down below what you think. I thought making it all blue was a bit too obvious. This is Charybdis, the whirlpool Pokemon. From the moment it evolves, it doesn't stop spinning. Its multiple heads twist so tightly it's hard to know if they're one Pokemon or multiple Moreel. Its constantly spiralling motion creates powerful whirlpools that are known to destroy ships sailing in the open seas. It's a water and dragon type with the ability Arena Trap. I also gave it moves like Whirlpool and Rapid Spin, and I thought that the ability and moveset matched the theme because a whirlpool sucks people in and traps them. I thought that Moreel could evolve by holding the Binding Band item, which is an item that increases the power of binding moves, which I thought again fit the whirlpool theme. Not much to say about the shiny, we're just carrying on those real world inspirations. Like I said before, Moreel is going to have a split evolution. Not only is it based on the two sea monsters from the myth, but it's also based on what I'm affectionately calling the duality of eels. When I've been looking at pictures for inspiration, I've noticed that some of them are very goofy and some of them are very scary. Not only did I want their personalities to contrast, but I wanted their shape language to contrast as well. Where Charybdis is more circular and rounded, I wanted this one to be more angular and sharp and meaner looking. It's actually really hard to draw 5 different face shapes Well, I guess it could be 10 if you include the previous evolution too. You'll have to let me know if you like the eel concept, or if you think it would work better being an anemone like CJ originally created. When Moreel is leveled up holding the King's Rock, it will evolve into Scylla, the sea monster Pokemon. No one has ever got close enough to study if Scylla is one Pokemon or multiple. It is too dangerous to get close to its snapping mouths. It's renowned for its bite power, and each head will take turns snapping at their prey. It's a water and dragon type Pokemon with the ability Skill Link to make use of those multiple heads, and I even gave it a new move called Snap Snap, which could be like a water type bite, but it hits 2 to 5 times. I'm not really convinced that the shiny colours are the best for this evolution line, so if you've got a better suggestion, drop it down below and we'll see if I can tweak it. Moving on to the second evolution line of this video, and it was suggested by Umar at Speed Freak. Umar's featured on the channel before and is another incredible Fakemon artist, so definitely go and check them out. This time the suggestion was based on laelaps and the tuemessian fox, with a twist evolution, which is why I hid it for now. You'll have to wait and see it. Laelaps is a mythological dog who never failed to catch whatever it was hunting. And I thought that a hunting dog could be spiced up a little bit, so I threw in some detective references, with its ears being like one of those detective hats, and it kind of hunched over like this old man pose. I thought adding these little elements would just make it be a bit more Pokemon-like instead of just a dog. Anyway, this is Inspector, the sleuth Pokemon. Inspector are incredible detectives. They use their amazing sense of smell to track down any target. They seem to have a special sense for detecting ghost-type Pokemon. However, Iopa seem to be the one Pokemon able to avoid their detection. It's a pure normal type with the ability Keen Eye. The next Pokemon is based on the tuemessian fox, which is a mythological fox that is destined to never be caught. And together with laelaps creates a paradox, where a dog who can never fail to catch its prey finds a fox that can never be caught. I thought that this mythology made them the perfect rival Pokemon, so I decided to make them like the Seviper and Zangoose of my Greek-inspired region. I was just really conscious not to make them look too much like Zorua or Vulpix, and I was debating what type I could make it. And in the end, I decided on Ghost type, as I thought that the laelaps-inspired Pokemon could become a ghost hunter, which would add to the whole detective theme that I had going on. So, introducing Iopa, the elusive Pokemon. Iopa are so rarely seen that people think they may just be a myth. They immediately run away at the sight of humans. Supposedly, the only way to find one is to employ the help of an inspector to track them down. It's a pure ghost type with the ability Runaway, and a moveset to match its sneaky nature. So now the question becomes, what would happen if the two actually ever met? And the answer is cat dog. No, that's just a joke we were having in the Discord chat. The evolution is inspired by an Orthrus, which is kind of like Cerberus, but only 2 heads. And it's perfect. It's such a cool idea, and as soon as I saw it, I fell in love and knew I needed to add it to the region. At first, I just stuck the heads of the Pokemon onto a new body, but I thought, actually, I need to add a little bit more visual interest to this. So I tilted them slightly and made them look quite angry, because I thought that if the fox that could never be caught was caught by the hound that always caught its prey, it would be quite angry. When Iopa and Inspector are traded with each other, they'll evolve into Paradorthus, the Paradox Pokemon. A Pokemon so rare that it may just be a myth. Apparently, Paradorthus only appear in the 1 in a million chance that an Inspector and an Iopa ever meet. Legends say that they are incredible fighters if its 2 heads are able to work together and utilise their amazing hunting senses and evasive skills in battle. It's a normal and ghost type Pokemon with the ability Intimidate. And for its shiny, I just decided to swap the colours. The final evolution line of this video is one that I've actually already shown on the channel. It was designed by Demi, and it's based on the Narcissus myth, which actually I'd managed to miss when I was doing my research for the region. So it might be a bit more obscure, which is maybe why I was attracted to it so much. I just really like the flowy shapes of the design, and I thought the idea was great. It's definitely one of the strongest ideas from the start, and I made the least amount of changes to it. The first stage is based on a water nymph, and it's holding a mirror herb item. You'll understand why when I explain the mythology and the evolution. Meet Narcissus, the Vein Pokemon, a spiritual Pokemon who lives in rivers and streams. They are playful Pokemon until their mirror herb floats down the river it inhabits. It will then become obsessed with the herb, gazing endlessly at its own visage reflected in the mirror herb, unaware of the world around it. It's a water and fairy type with the ability Unaware. The evolution line is a reference to the Narcissus mythology. Narcissus was renowned for his extreme beauty, but was cursed to fall in love with his own reflection in a pool of water. Unable to ever possess his reflection, he withered away, and dying of thirst and obsession, he was transformed into a narcissus flower, which is also called the daffodil. Demi very cleverly used the mirror herb item to tell this story, and I just pushed it further by adding simple expressions to the Pokemon's face. Introducing Daffodryad, the nymph Pokemon. After staring at its own reflection in the mirror herb for the majority of its life, it becomes one with the herb. This lifelong obsession causes it to lose connection to the river it inhabited and becomes dissatisfied with anything other than itself. It's a grass and a fairy type Pokemon with the ability Magic Bounce. I gave it Reflect and Light Screen to reference the mythology of it staring into a reflection. I had an absolute blast with this video, so I hope you enjoyed it too. It was really fun to work with other artists on Pokemon that I could add to my region, that obviously I hadn't thought of myself. All the artists involved were happy for me to add their designs to the region and help me work through some of the redesigns as well. I'd love to make this style of video again, so if you've got your own suggestions for what Pokemon could be added to Iopa, drop them down below or join the Discord and let's chat them through. I just wanted to end the video with an absolutely massive thank you. We just hit 1k subscribers, which absolutely blows my mind. And to celebrate that, I'm going to be announcing a contest, again for the Iopa region, and a chance for your ideas to be added to the region. So stay tuned for that, and I'll see you next time. Bye.